Hey folks, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to talk about how I invest in startups. So for a little bit of context, I started investing in 2020 when I first started making money, and I made my very first startup investment in 2021, end of 2021. So in this day and age, it's very important for every one of us to sort of diversify our portfolio. Most of us might know about mutual funds, stocks, and a lot of different these traditional investments, but there's a completely new category which is known as alternate investments. Alternate investments is more like, for example, crypto is an alternate investment, startups are an alternate investment, NFTs, arts, I mean the painting arts, and there are a lot of these investments which are not traditional and which are not very accessible to people. One such investment class is startups. It's not very accessible. It used to be not very accessible, but today I'm going to show three such platforms. The first one is GripInvest, the next one is like Tyke, and the next one is Leadoff. And I'll also sort these between how exactly you should go about thinking about all these three platforms, and I'll also explain about the pros and cons of each of these platforms. So let's get started. So I firstly got introduced to Tyke, which is the first investment platform that we are talking about, in November of 2021, and I made my very first startup investment a month and a half after I got introduced. So basically, Tyke is a very early stage startup investment platform. They also sponsored on Shark Tank. So you can start investing as low as 5,000 rupees on the platform. So you get all kinds of startups. The onboarding is pretty easy. You just do a KYC and you get started. You see all the deals which are going here. And most of these startups may or may not have raised a round of funding. But the Tyke platform does a basic due diligence to understand if they have good numbers and if the team is good and things like that. So if I'll just open any of these companies. I just invested in a company known as Happy Ratio. So I'll just try opening that up and I'll just show you how exactly the whole platform works. So you have the name, you have all these things. Of course, this is completed, so you can't invest. You have other live deals which you can go about checking. You have the pitch, you have an AMA, and the platform gives you all the basic details that you want to know when you decide to make an investment or not. So you can check the highlights, you can check the pitch, the complete pitch of a startup. Why exactly are they solving? What exactly are they solving? What is the problem? What is the product? How long have they been in the market? What are the numbers? How are the projections like? And also at the end of this, you also get to know about the team, the usage of funds, vision, and also how much exit can you expect out of this. You can check out FAQs, you can also check out the deals and terms, where you can see how much is the minimum investment and things like that. You can also see the team. So this is the first platform. I've made a bunch of investments on these platforms. I'll also show you a live deal. If you just open any of the deal, you can just click on invest now. You can invest as low as 5,000 rupees and make your investment. Just a word of caution, any of the things in this video is not financial advice. I'm not an expert. You please do your own research before making any investment, right? So this is the first category of investment where the investment size is really low, and the platform is also of high risk because it's very early stage startups. Next, let's go on to the second platform where the investment risk is not as high as Tyke, but there is investment risk. At the same time, you have to invest a little more in terms of the ticket size. It's GripInvest. Mostly it's a lease financing platform, but they have also introduced a division on startup equity recently, which caught my eye. So if you see the startup, it has a very similar sort of a thing where you have round details, why they're raising, how much they have raised. If you see here closely, they have raised from a bunch of good investors. Now, I've also read somewhere that they also got investments from Zomato, which is a good sign. You can go through all of these things by them and see the logos, where are they serving, and mostly this is the kind of pitch that the startups put forward while sharing and raising the investment. You can see any due diligence documents and things like that. But as I said, you should on Grip, it's mostly like you invest as low as 2 lakh rupees, and so that's how it works. You can do your own due diligence. You can read all the industry insights, financials, documents. Also, they have given a list of key risks so you to understand if that makes sense for you or not, right? So this is the second platform. I've made a bunch of investments on this platform, but not specifically into startups, but into the other assets. So you can check it out. It's GripInvest. I'll leave all the links to these platforms in the description below. You can go and check it out. So the third platform which I'm talking about is Leadoff. So I've made a bunch of investments on these platforms as well. So you'll find a lot of pre-IPO sort of startups and companies. So why I talk about I'm talking about Leadoff in the startups wala category is more like these days a lot of startups are IPOing and you might not get the best deal flow. What I mean by deal flow is the kind of startups which you get access to. You might not get the best deal flow on Tyke or Grip, but it's very certain that those companies who are gonna IPO on the Leadoff might be the good alternatives or good sort of well-known startups that you might be interested in and just invest today, and when they IPO you might see they rise and they raise more money and like people know about them and make new investments. Till quite some time back, buying unlisted shares in the private market was very difficult, but Leadoff has made it very simple. Again, the link in the description. All you need to do is like do a short KYC and then you can start making the investment. And whenever you buy any specific startup, let's just say boat, it's in news at a lot of places. So if you see, you can see price per share. One lot is like 11,160 rupees. You can buy in the multiples of lots. You can see how much you have to pay. And I've invested, of course. And you can see a research report where you will see all the kind of numbers and everything that the team at Leadoff has done for you to consider and for you to understand how this is. You will see about the company, awards, management, milestones, financial data, it's profitable, you can see the profit and loss and whatnot, right? So this is the kind of third platform that I wanted to show. In short, Tyke is a platform where the first platform where it's very early stage, it's very high risk and the investment is really low. So it's much better ki wherever the risk is high, you hedge your bets by making multiple investments, not just one. If you hedge your risks with 10 platforms, then I mean 10 startups or 20 startups, you basically hedge your risk, and even if one or two perform well, you outperform all of your losses. And in Leadoff, it's more like pre-IPO companies, well established and well reputed, and people who are IPOing. And GripInvest, it's more like people raising 2 lakhs or those companies which are not very early stage. They are in their Series A, Series B, Series C, and they have decent investors already on board. So these are the platforms that I want to talk about. All the links in the description again. If you have any questions, do put it in the chat. And I'm making this series of finance for millennials. I really want to share all the things that I've done in my last 2-3 years of investing journey and put it forth for all those college going students, millennials, and everyone to understand how they can invest their first paychecks into good assets and understand even before they make an investment, right? So with that, I'll end this video.